Stop saying that I'm bad with money, because you're not. No one's born with the ability to manage money. It's a skill that we all have to learn. It's one of these 5 things that I'm going to explain today. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the exact solution of how to overcome this feeling of not being good with money. But before I get into that, I want to ask you something. Think about the last time you said or you thought that you're bad with money. What happened right after that? Did you try to fix it? Did you look for a solution? Or did you just accept it and moved on? That's the trap. Because when you label yourself that you're not good with money, you stop investigating, you stop looking for the core problems, and you stop looking for the solutions. So today, we are investigating, and here are the 5 actual reasons why people struggle with money. The 5th one is the most common reason why people feel they're not good with money, so make sure you watch till the end. The first reason is no one taught you. This honestly is the most unfair reason. No one taught you on how to do this. Just think about this. You've spent 12 to 16 years of your life going to school, learning about science, maths, but did anyone ever sat with you to teach you how a credit score works, or how compound interest can be used to build wealth, or it can even destroy your wealth? Or did anyone taught you how to read a payslip? Most likely the answer is no, and you're blaming yourself for not being taught. Look, managing money is a skill. Just like coding, cooking, driving, it's a skill. You have to learn it, and with time you get better at it. No one calls themselves bad at driving without even taking a single lesson, right? If you ask someone how good or how bad are you with driving, they either say I can drive or I can't drive. They don't say I'm bad at driving. But for some reason, when it comes to money, we are just expected to figure it out from day one. That's very unfair, right? So if your reason of feeling that you're bad with money is not being taught about money, your fix is very simple. You need financial education. Not a finance degree, but a financial education. What is that? Just learn the basics of savings, basics of budgeting, investments, debt management, all those kind of stuff. And the fact that you're watching this video right now, you are in the right path, and I do congratulate you for that. Next reason is you're using the wrong system. This frustrates me so much because it's so avoidable. You've tried to manage your money, but the system that you're using isn't working for you. The most common budgeting advice you'll hear is the 50-30-20 rule. 50% on needs, 30% on wants, 20% on savings and investments. It works great for some people, but if you're a freelancer with inconsistent income, that model falls apart immediately. If you're someone who doesn't think in percentages, it's confusing from day one. If you're an impulsive spender, a spreadsheet budget is probably the last thing that's going to help you. There are actually so many different types of budgeting. Zero-based budgeting, the envelope method, pay yourself first. Each one suits a different person. The mistake is that you tried a system that didn't work for you, and so you concluded that budgeting isn't for you, so you just give up. So if this resonates, you try with different system, experiment with different types of budgeting. And if you don't know what are the budgeting methods, I have a dedicated video. I'll put the link in the description as well somewhere here. You check that video, learn about the different types of budgeting, and try and experiment with each and every one of them and come up with the one that works for you. And then you'll see how you improve on your personal finance and budgeting. Reason number 3 is your emotions are driving your finances. This one most people don't want to hear. Your spending isn't a money problem, it's an emotional problem. Emotional spending is real. It's extremely common, and it has nothing to do with your discipline or willpower. It's what happens when money becomes the way you cope with stress, boredom, loneliness, anxiety, or even celebration. You had a terrible day at work, you shop online. You're feeling low, you eat out instead of cooking. You get a bonus, you spend it before you even process that it arrived. None of that is random. It's a pattern, and patterns have triggers. The fix here isn't a budget, it's awareness. Start tracking on not just what you spend, but how you were feeling when you spend it. You will start to see a pattern quickly. And when you see it, you can interrupt it. Not by punishing yourself, but by finding a different outlet for whatever emotion is driving that spending. This one takes time, but identifying it is already half the work. work. Next, your income is the problem, not you. And I think it's the most under-discussed topic in personal finance. Sometimes the problem isn't just how you manage the money. Sometimes the problem is there isn't enough money. There's just not enough of it. So the budgeting advices that you're listening or watching doesn't apply to you because you don't have enough of it. Because the harsh reality of budgeting advices are they assume that you have enough income coming in so that you can adjust those percentages accordingly. But if you don't have enough coming in, how the hell are you going to manage that? No budgeting system in the world can help you if your income is very low. And that's not a discipline problem. It's a genuine math problem. The solution isn't to budget harder. The solution is to get more income, more cash flow. So the solution is to work on the income side of the equation. A raise, a side income, or even a career move to a higher paying skill set. Even a small increase in monthly income can completely change what's possible for you financially. So if you are in that situation, I just recommend you to start looking for side hustles or learn new skills to upgrade your skill set so that you can get more income. And just don't blame yourself. It'll be very harsh to blame yourself because it will be morally very demotivating. And finally, you have no clear financial goals. And here's what happens without any financial goal. You get paid, you pay your bills, you spend what's left. You feel vaguely guilty about it, but you repeat the whole process every month. Money without direction just disappears. That's it, plain and simple. Not because you're irresponsible, but because our brain is not wired to sacrifice present comfort for a future that feels abstract. But the moment you attach your money to something specific, the game completely changes. Let's say I want $3,000 saved by September, or I want to pay off this credit card in 6 months, or I want to have 3 months of expenses saved up by the end of the year. Once you have those small financial goals, everything changes. Suddenly there is a purpose for saving. So there is decisions involved because now you have your specific goals with that money. Your goal doesn't have to be big. It just needs to be specific. So if you have never sat down and wrote what you want to do financially, this is your task. After this video, you need to sit down and write few small financial goals. Start with one goal, one very specific goal. That's it. Once you know what your goal is, your money will have a purpose. So let's recap. Being bad with money is not a real thing. What is real is one of these 5 things: a gap in your education, a system that doesn't fit you, emotions driving your decisions, an income that isn't keeping up, or the absence of a clear goal. None of those are personal flaws. All of them are fixable. The first step is just knowing which one is yours, and now you know. So with all those reasons and how to fix it I've shown you, you know exactly what to do. If this video helped you in any way, give it a thumbs up, share with someone who really needs this. I have several videos on personal finances. You can check the link in the description for all my playlists. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.